Good morning. We join with other UUs in the tradition of striking the gong 3 times, once in memory of those who have come before us, once in memory of those whose honor we are calling home here today, and once for those of the future. Good morning on this Sunday, January the 5th, 2025. And I was just getting ready to make our announcements and welcomes, and we get a wonderful welcome surprise. We welcome you to this wonderful Umpqua Unitarian Church of Roseburg. In our congregation, you can be yourself, but not by yourself. Whomever you are, whoever you love, however you describe yourself or the name of the holy, you are welcomed here. We especially welcome those who are visiting for the first time, those recently new to us and returning again. We are so glad that you are here with us today. Please stay after the service for coffee and tea and conversation so we can all get to know each other a little better and our morning surprise. Oh, it's over there. Much appreciation goes to our staff, our greeters, music provider Sean Shea, our media director Jack Trainer, and our church administrator Genevieve Gonzalez. And I believe Sharon has an announcement or something today.
I'll just tiptoe, don't think, yeah. So, thank you to all of you who donated to the bazaar, which is now over, and we earned a few bucks and toward our scholarship fund. So, thank you very much. However, there are some things that are left over, and they're downstairs. And if you want them back, you're going to need to get them back before the end of the month. You have a whole month to do this. Otherwise, we'll donate them to some, whatever, Sunrise, whatever, Goodwill. So just wanted to let you know that. So take back what you want to keep. Thanks.
Okay. Again, thank you for your donations. We move now to our fish collection. We move now in compassion for those in need who are hungry, ill, and without shelter. Our congregation's service to the larger Roseburg community is to collect your contributions of food or money. This support of the fish pantry is a combined effort of several Roseburg churches. Our church offertory is later in the service. Thank you. Your gifts will help others. We'd also like to welcome our live streaming audience watching from home. Given that this is the first Sunday of 2025, we're going to do something a little bit different. We'd like for you to turn to your left and turn to your right And if you're willing, shake hands with that person or say good morning. Thank you so very much. This is a wonderful, loving congregation. We would like to now move to our chalice lighting. Chalice lighting words today are by Ade Amar Kraba. And it goes something like this. Let this year be a clean slate for new beginnings. I pray for stamina to finish things left uncompleted, to call on people I neglected last year. I pray for courage to rally in the cause of peace and justice, to speak out in support when others remain silent. I pray for empathy to better understand the pain and suffering of others, to continue engaging heart to heart. I pray for patience when seeking resolutions to problems, when seeking a new beginning after an ending. I pray for creativity in seeking new meaning in service, engaging others in service to the beloved community. I pray for peace between friends and families, between communities and countries. All these things I pray for in this time of beginning, in this new year. Our opening words today are by Reverend Donna Smith. It doesn't matter what you've done or haven't done. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made or how many opportunities you've missed. And it doesn't matter how much you may have accomplished. You are promised a new nature, a new future filled with freedom and independence the moment you hold that intention. Let me say that again. You are promised a new nature, a new future filled with freedom and independence. When? The moment you hold that intention. First hymn this morning is entitled Morning Has Broken by Eleanor Fagion.
I believe this is number 38 in your hymnal, unless you already remember it from listening to Pat Stevens so many years.
Has
Praise with elation. Now is the time in our service when we remember our joys and concerns with silent or spoken candle lighting regarding the significant milestones in our lives. I invite those who wish to light a candle, silent or spoken, to please form a line to my right. For those with spoken candles, give your name and please be brief. The offering is a sacrament of the Free Church. We are supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join us. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. For the gifts we have received, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to expand our beloved community. Please join me in that little clip that says, "From you I receive," it's in your bulletin. You I receive, you I together we share, and from this we give. From you I receive, you I give. Together we share, and for this we live. And now we're going to have a wonderful anthem entitled "The Root in Each Act and Creature." It's by Ladinsky, Levin, and performed by Sean and Susie.
Sky
Thank you, Sean and Susie. We would like to introduce today's speaker, Donna Smith. She is a Unity Worldwide Ministry spiritual leader whose training focused on pastoral care. She is most happy when she can help others find peace and joy in their lives. She is also a Unity chaplain, a Taizé prayer leader and trainer, a Reiki master and practitioner, a nonviolent communication teacher, a student and teacher of A Course in Miracles, a teacher in the way of mastery, and is active in our cares and concerns ministry. Please welcome Reverend Donna Smith.
Good morning. It is really good to see you this first Sunday of the new year. This next thing is for Al. I haven't been really good at giving you some humor, so we're going to start out this year with humor. Okay. 2 dogs and a cat. They die and they go up and they stand before God to see if they are worthy of entering heaven. And God, who is sitting on this beautiful throne, says to one of the dogs, "And what have you done that would merit your entrance into heaven?" And he says, "Well, God, I spent my whole life with one family. I loved them, I protected them, and I just gave them great joy." And God said, "Yes, you may enter." He looks at the other dog and said, "And what have you done?" And the dog said, "Well, I saved a young boy from drowning." And God said, "Yes, please enter. That's wonderful." And then, sitting there on her beautiful throne, she looks over to the cat and says, "And what about you?" And the cat says, "You're sitting in my spot." Does that not sound like a cat? Well, last month we did the burning bowl ceremony, and that's where we became willing to release some of the things in our lives that just don't serve us anymore. To entertain the thought of forgiveness, just to release, so that we could make room for bringing new things into our lives that will, help us grow and learn. And so that's what we're going to do today. If you have not done the burning bowl ceremony, I just invite you to think about the things that you'd like to release, and then let them go, okay? And you write them on a piece of paper, burn that paper, because burning is a symbol that you've let it go, because you cannot pick it up again once it's burned. So I invite you to do that. But right now, I want us all to just close our eyes for a moment. And I want to read these words by Khalil Gibran. And the title is "The River Cannot Go Back." It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled, from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. We have been newly cleansed And now we have an opportunity to fill those voids with possibilities and dreams. I know you all have dreams. And as this new year begins, you may be deciding on your goals and your aspirations and the things you'd like to focus on. Can you be intentional and not aggressive when you think about those things? Can you allow your spirit instead of your brain choose your goals? Your new year already has a life of its own. Something wants to be born, and this something is probably bigger than your wildest dreams. But it's the right time, right now. So don't miss the cues because you have a plan. Part of my spiritual practice is this or something greater. So when you are thinking about your new plans and everything, I would encourage you to add that, because what I have learned is the universe knows much more about me than I do. And it actually has much more to give me than I can even dream of. And it always wants to do that because it always is supporting us 24/7. So I want you to dream big. Don't miss the grandness and fear the ocean, because you are the ocean. And when you make that leap in understanding, that's when you will joyfully dream big. Now, the world is undergoing what I call a system reboot. And during this reboot process, whatever is frozen or stiff will be shaken loose, blasted free, so to speak. It's kind of like a fresh start. And I think all of us are kind of feeling that shaking going on right now. But it's not often we have the opportunity to start over. 2025 is a 9 number. It's called a 9-year. And it is offering the world a chance to wipe the slate clean, erase the past, reboot and rebuild anew. 2024, an 8-year, set the stage for this by igniting our inner flames. Personally, I felt that with all that was happening, it ignited my desires, to help humanity. Well, this year, a 9-year, is our chance to hold on to those wonderful, high consciousness desires for humanity as a whole, not just for ourselves. And the universe is helping us with that. Now, feelings of unworthiness, in my view, are the biggest underlying fears held by humanity. And a look at our past, clearly shows us why. We've been taught to be little people. We've been taught not to question anything. We have been taught not to shine. And we have been taught not to take care of ourselves, but to succumb to the needs of others. But it is now time to stop that. It is time to step up and claim your divinity, your power, and your unique contributions to creation. Because nobody can do it for you. You are that special. I want to share with you again, and I'm sure you've all heard this, but some things just need to be said again. Marianne Williamson wrote in her book, A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us, and it is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So it's time for us to shine. It's time for us to stand up tall. So I encourage you to think grand, not little, but grand, and reach out, because, as we've been told so many times, there is this unlimited quantum soup out there with all of the opportunities that we could ever imagine, and they're there for the taking. And remember, you are deserving of everything that you ever have wanted, and that your abundance does not take away from anyone else's abundance. We've been taught there is lack. There is no lack. There's only abundance. So enjoy your abundance, knowing that you're not, allowing another person go without abundance. That's just not true. Abraham, through Esther Hicks, said, "We did not come forth to get things done. We came forth to dream and move toward our dreams." How many of you think that way? Or how many of you, sit there every day, "Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that," and you do that long list of stuff. And then at the end of the day, "Oh, I didn't get all that done. What's wrong with me?" Yeah, don't do that anymore, okay? Because it's not your work to make things happen. It's your work to dream it and let it happen. The law of attraction will make it happen. So in your joy, you create something, and then you maintain your vibrational harmony with that. And then the universe has to bring it to you. So I know many of you have heard me talk about holding your light, holding, the thoughts about what you want. That's what that's talking about. Abraham Hicks goes on to say that in as little as 17 seconds of focusing on something, a vibration that attracts more thoughts like it will begin to coalesce and attract another vibration and thoughts like it. 17 seconds isn't very long, is it? But I also want you to remember, the energy that you send forth through your thoughts, your actions, and your words, they go out into the universe and they accumulate the same, which is what he just said, Abraham just said. And so it will always come back to you, and it comes back to you amplified. So be very careful the energy you send out there. That has stopped me from doing a lot of things when I thought about that. Whoops, I don't want that to come back to me. Another thing to remember, that when your energy is destructive, it begins in you, and you're the one that gets the most destruction, not the ones that you are sending it out to. They may, but you're the one that gets the most of it. So with those things in mind, I think it's probably pretty inspiring just to think good thoughts. He also said, every time you praise something, every time you appreciate something, every time you feel good about something, you are telling the universe, more of this, please. When you are in gratitude, you cannot be in your ego, you cannot be in fear. You can only be in love. Now use your imagination until your big dreams feel so familiar that it manifests. That manifestation is the next logical step. So that takes intention, that takes focus, that takes attention. Because the next step is what you do to create it in the physical. And this all again begins with your thoughts, words, actions, and your desires. Eric Butterworth, Unity minister, said, "The whole universe is on your side. Life is forever biased on the side of healing, on the side of overcoming, on the side of success. When you get yourself centered in the universal flow, you become synchronized with this divine bias for good." So he was referring to that vibrational harmony that Hicks was talking about. So I want you to just dare to conceive of greater things for yourself. Don't be afraid to do that. Know that you are worthy of it. You are just worthy of it because you're a divine being. And I want you to be strong and confident and just possess the patience and the ability to draw those things to you. And it's kind of fun doing that, moving towards your dreams. Dream lofty dreams. You may want to start small just to see if it works, but it does work. Then I want you to dream lofty dreams and dream about what you would like to experience soon. Don't make it like 10 years from now. I want it now. There's nothing wrong with asking for it now. Other than in the physical, there is no time and space. Everything is actually in the now. So when you're asking for it now, you're just asking for it to come forward to you right now. Now, the White Stone Ceremony this morning provides us a tactile way of establishing that vibrational harmony with what we want. You know, it is kind of like an identification of our dreams and then an expression of those in writing. This will show the universe that you know what you want, and the universe will clearly understand what you want, and then there's nothing to hold it back, because that's what the universe does. It gives us everything that we want, regardless of what it is. It can come from fear or come from love, but we have free will, and the universe will give us exactly what we want. So that's why I think it's important to be very aware of that energy that you're sending out there, but also be very clear about what you want. A Course in Miracles says it only takes a tiny bit of willingness to change a thought and make a change in you. It says you don't need anyone else or anything outside of you to make a desired change in you, in your consciousness, and in your life. We already have everything within us. All of our power, all of our resources are always there all the time. And yet, we allow our fears to cover that up. So that's why it was important for us to do the Burning Bowl ceremony and let those things go. Because today, we're going to open up to what we want. So as you continue to use your focused intention and passion and feeling and that knowing of exactly what you want, guess what? Things start coming to you faster and faster and faster. I mean, you might just have a thought that you want something and you turn around and there it is. And that's how it truly works. And so you need to have that belief and know that within you. And it's amazing how it works. You will actually be unstoppable. And the world will be looking at you like, wow, I mean, she just gets everything she wants. Yes, because she asks for it and she knows what she wants. So, you know, some may say, well, this is just Pollyanna. Well, I don't know what Pollyanna really means, but I don't care what it means. If I'm getting what I want, who cares? You know, you're not hurting anybody else by, expressing your dreams out there and then receiving them. Who could you be possibly hurting? So as you become adept at creating your life from your own power, your consciousness levels will rise. They just rise naturally. And when that happens, and it does so logarithmically, when that happens, that's when it becomes faster and faster for you just to dream and they come to you. Now, what does raising your consciousness mean? That means that you are operating from a base of love. You're operating from a base of understanding, acceptance, compassion, and not fear. So that's what that means. And so as we remember that what we send out comes back to us, then we begin sending out more love comes to us, more compassion comes to us. And when you start to get into that circle, you will begin to really enjoy life. You will begin to really understand how to bring what you want into your life. Greg Braden describes this process. He says, we imagine with our mind, and that's how we lock the possibility into place. That's your thought. That's your thought. With our heart, we give that possibility life. That the thought happens in the upper chakras, and then in the emotion happens, of course, here in your center, your heart center. They say our emotions are only two, love and fear. When we think a thought in our mind, we give the thought life through these two emotions, love or fear. When we place love or fear into that thought, we create a feeling. And the union between emotion and thought, that's what that is, then takes place in the heart. Our beliefs derive from our feelings, then translate the quantum possibilities that we imagine and focus on into the physical reality of the world. So belief is what translates those possibilities into the atoms of our world. So that's why it's very important to give our thoughts life through the emotion of love. We can do it through fear too if you want. You have free will to do that. But this is a very powerful process that most of us have forgotten. So that's why I encourage you to really think about your power and how it works. The heart's electromagnetic field is 100 times stronger than the brain, and its energy is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain. And that is why we go to our heart for wisdom. Now, our brains are great at helping us with our logical processes of our physical life. Very much needed, of course. But when we bring those two together into coherence, the sky's the limit. In fact, there is no limit, because you have combined your wisdom with the logical part, and you can bring forth anything you would like. That is why I've always encouraged the heart-brain coherence. You are in your most powerful state there. The universe is backing you, and you can manifest anything you want. And I truly believe it's time that we manifest what we want and not settle. We must, I'm going to say grow up, because we've been kind of like children playing around, not really knowing what's going on. But it's time to understand our power. It's time to understand that when we increase our power, we increase the manifestation of our desires. We are helping all of humanity do the same, because there's only oneness out there. So when we raise our consciousness, we are helping others raise theirs, as Marianne says. And that's why we're here, to raise our consciousness. Peace on earth is possible. I just read that this morning from Cryon. It is possible. We're actually working towards it, even though it may not seem like it right now. We are going through the chaos that is necessary to clean everything up and then move into a world that we all really want. And we have to do the cleanup. We have to do the healing. And you cannot heal if you keep your energy down into the darkness. You must keep your energy into the light, because you can take light to the darkness, but you cannot take darkness to the light. The darkness is just a lack of light. It needs light. It doesn't need judgment. It needs light. So that's why I encourage you to think about everything that you think, say, and do, because it does affect all. So we're going to do a ceremony this morning, the White Stone ceremony. So I would like to ask my helpers, please, to hand out the stones. These are stones from Hebron, Israel. They hold a lot of very holy energy. What they're going to do for us today is help us focus on what we desire. And during this ceremony, I invite you to be open to really thinking big, grand. What are those possibilities? And trust yourself as to what comes to mind for you. We're going to go into meditation in a few moments, and then after that, there'll be time to write on your stones. There are 6 surfaces on your stones, so you can write at least 6, and if you write small, more than that. Just write everything you want. You don't have to write a sentence. Your heart knows exactly everything about you, what you desire, so just write a word. If you're invited to change your name, listen to that, because that means it's asking you to accept a raise in consciousness. Just like Abrams was changed to Abraham, Sarai was changed to Sarah in the biblical accounts. That represented a change in consciousness, a raise in consciousness. Also, there's some pins that are, the stones will accept the felt pins much easier than ballpoint pins. So please take a felt point pin if you need one, and then you can just put it back in the basket when you're done later after the service. Hebron is where the Abraham, Sarah, and the other patriarchs and matriarchs were born and lived. So there's a lot of wonderful energy there. And I'm grateful that we can have these stones. I got a message that they're not going to provide them anymore because he's retiring. And they don't know another place to get them. So I'm going to try to get enough for next year, but I think then we're going to have to look at something different as far as white stones go. Does everyone have a stone? Everyone have a pin? I have enough stones. If there's someone that you know would like to have a stone, please feel free to take it to them. Okay. All right. Marianne, do you have your hand up? Okay. All right, everybody's ready? All right, so I want you to hold those stones in your hand. And I want you to bless that stone with your energy, your love. And I want this stone to be a symbol of your intention to take back your power and to be free to create the life that you desire. I want this stone to be a symbol of the oneness we have with each other. And I want it to be a symbol of our intention to be free. Not only ours, but everyone in this world to be free. So as you hold that stone, Feel its energy. Feel its holiness. Feel its peace and its joy. Now let's go into meditation. Relax your body. Just allow your chair to support your whole body. And I want you to take some deep breaths. Now let's take that journey from the head to the heart. And let us focus on that coherence by acknowledging our divinity. You are a divine being walking on this planet. You are good, you are holy, and you are beautiful. We are all enlightened beings. And this journey here is a journey of remembering this truth. Feel this within your heart and be willing to love yourself deeply. Be willing to surrender to your higher self. And ask your higher self to help you open to inner peace, inner wisdom, and to open to an entirely new energy and nourishment for this new year. Before you write on your stone, I want to share these words from John O'Donohue. For a new beginning. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, and wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be at home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. So let your desires come forth. We will go into the silence And when you're ready, you can write on your stone. I'm going to invite you to come back to our surroundings now. And if you're not quite finished, of course, you can take this home and have all the time in the world to sit and ask your heart, what is it I really want? And be grand, you know, in those dreams. Okay, is everybody back? Good. I see a wonderful new year for each and every one of us. It will begin within us. I invite you not to allow the world to disturb your peace and your joy. It's yours always, no matter what's happening around you. And when you hold on to that joy and that peace and that light that you are helping everything. Everything. That is your greatest power right there. So I see a fantastic new year for each and every one of you. I don't know if we have time for... Okay.
We'll take a couple of moments for any discussions, questions. Oops, I see one.
You know, I've always loved the principles since I first heard them over 50 years ago. But this is the way to really absorb them. That if not on a cellular level, at least in the heart. So
Yes.
I really appreciate this service. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. It's a beautiful ceremony.
Every time I'm going through something like hard, I always feel like it's you that gives a sermon after, like, or during, and then it feels like my brain has just cleared itself, and I could just actually think about everything that I'm going through, or like work through it with your words.
Okay.
And another thing, you said that when we ask for things, we just turn around and get them. And that's how I felt when I first started college. And I had talked to my friend Azrin about how I just felt so lucky that I got everything that I got, free housing, like FAFSA and my scholarship and singing and friends. And they said, you earned it. You've been through a lot. And I'm like, well, I don't even think about that. I think about me being just asking for things and getting them.
Mhm.
I don't think about like the bad things I've gone through to get these things. I just think of like, I'm so lucky.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and Lily brought up a point. Going back and thinking about all the bad things is not going to help you. Okay, it's past, it's over, and it did teach you something, whether you realize it or not. So just keep going forward, and have that knowing that the universe is going to support you. And just like Lily was saying, everything just came to her so that she could do what she wanted to do. And that's how it works. Yeah, thank you, Lily.
I want to say thank you for the sermon. It definitely was perfect for the beginning of the year. I'm trying to attract a lot of abundance and things in my life. And I really like this rock idea. And it's cool because I have actually been to Haran, Israel. So
Oh, good. Yeah.
kind of a interesting thing to get a rock from there. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Wonderful. I was in Israel and I didn't go there. I didn't know about the stones there yet. I wish I had. But that's okay, I have them now.
Thank you, Donna, for reminding me of what I want to accomplish. I am my worst critic. And listening to you today, I know that I need to stop doing that. That's it.
That's a big thing. Yes, we are, we criticize ourselves, actually without even realizing it a lot of the time. So that's why we need to really be aware of what we are thinking and saying and doing.
One of the blessings of the ending sermon that you gave a month ago, and with the intention of thinking about all the new things that we wanted to bring in, gave me a lot of time to ponder over what it was that I wanted to change or bring in or let go or fulfill in a in a happier, joyful, compassionate way. So that time was really well used for me to make myself kind of just concentrate or think about it. Have it come up. And thank you.
Good. Yes, yeah. We used to do it back to back, but I can see where more time would be very helpful. Yes. Yeah.
Oops, I think I see
Yep,
one
there's
more
a hand
hand.
back
I just said, open your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Close any and all dislikes. That's how I made.
Well, I think that gives you a lot of room. I like that, Chuck. Thank you. All right.
I
Good. It sounds like we are having some good music coming up. Not sure why there's cardboard on the floor, but we'll soon find out. Oh, okay.
We will have one more hymn, Birthday Blessings.
So I just want to read you, there's a lot of words in this thing. And I just want to read you one little stanza. Another circle round the sun. A year has passed, the next begun. And as the planet goes on spinning, with every dawn a new beginning, who knows what we may become. This started out as wish that there could be a more meaningful birthday song, because last month was my birthday, and next week is Susie's birthday, and it's like, every year the same old tired cliche. It's like, okay, there's gotta be something better we can do, and so that's where this came from, but every day could be like a birthday for us. Does anyone out here have a birthday this year? Very good. This is for you. Happy birthday to you, and I hope it's really true, and not just some empty jingle that we sing, 'cause it's the thing we always do. But may this birthday bring a deeper as you. Trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. Let us keep that trail in sight, and may it guide us to the light. May we unite with the one. Happy birthday to you, and may you hear it out of the blue. May all that happens bless your birthday, and may this wish come true. Since we jumped into this game, put on a costume and a name. Now as an actor in the play, let us enjoy each passing day. Till we return as we came. Happy birthday to you.
can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, well, it's now time for our closing words, again by Donna Smith. As you hold the white stone in your hand, let it represent all that is new and good and holy and beautiful that is in your heart. Let this little white stone be your reminder of all that you desire. Let it represent your willingness to live your life to the fullest in great peace and happiness as the Creator desires for you. Our chalice extinguishing words are by Beth Monholland. In this new year, may we remember that each carry inside of us a spark of the divine. May we carry kindness, gentleness, and hope that hold us through even the hardest days and the most daunting risk. May we carry the weight of memory that reminds us of who we are and the weight of spirit that reminds us we are still becoming. Oh, may we carry the seeds of knowledge that teaches us that improvement and growth aren't linear and individualistic, but are cyclical and communal. May we carry the wisdom to seek rest and connection, to lean into mutual care. May we carry the knowledge that happiness and success take many shapes, and one of those shapes is purpose. Oh, may we carry purpose lightly, trusting that it changes and evolves and surprises us. May we carry curiosity, wonder, and the ability to be surprised. This year, may we carry space for all our flaws, all our longings, and all our love, remembering that the truly daring adventure of life is not to be better, best, but to show up wholly, authentically, loving as ourselves. May we carry these prayers and carry each other into the new year. The Sermon on the White Stone ceremony reminds us we are powerful creators and our intentions are honored by the universe when we are confident and clear in what we want. What was that? When we are confident and clear of what we want. Let us again be reminded that we have come this way by faith, leaning and trusting on the God of our understanding, uplifted in knowing that it is in this spirit of life that we live, move, and have our being. Oh, may each of you be a shining light for loving kindness to all you may meet today and the rest of the week. Please rise as you're willing and able and join us in singing our final hymn, Go Lifted Up.
Thank you.